All right, guys. Hey, good morning. Thanks for joining me today. Let's walk through using this tank repair product. I think we found an okay product to use. A lot of these old tanks, they're getting harder and harder to fix on the bottom. You're not just finding that pinhole anymore. You're noticing that the bottom of the tank is a microscopic Swiss cheese. You're just chasing your tail. And so 4020 tank, Faraway Farms on his 4230 just went through this. I don't know if he found a product or not. If you haven't checked out Faraway Farms, go check him out. A couple hours northwest of me, entertaining guy, just another guy just living the dream like you and I. And so this tank was the same. You pulled it out, flip it upside down, take the die grinder, polish the bottom of the tank. You kind of see where it was leaking before you pull it out of the tractor. And, drain the fuel, flip it upside down, polish the bottom of the tank. And with your brazing tip, if you see a pinhole, if you bring the tip over that hole, if that hole turns orange, then you know you're shooting flame through it. And so you kind of just scan the bottom of the tank with your brazing tip like that and start painting it with brass. I thought it held good. I put the tank like that, put some water in it, put a couple gallons of water in it, sat like that for a half hour, found a few more leaks, flip it back over, chase a few more leaks, flip it back up, no leaks, put it back in, fill it plumb full of fuel, and then do the whole install about an hour later, ready to hook that pipe up and finish the install and ready to send it out the door, and all of a sudden drip, 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 drip. And you're like, you mother of pearl. Take it back out, drop the fuel, and we're like, we're never going to stop chasing this tank. Been there, done that before. We've had ones that we've literally just taken a piece of sheet metal and redone the bottom of the tank, and that is very, very time consuming and costly. So we got this product, Pour 15, local auto store had it, said, hey, let us know what you think of it. And it seems to work very good. It is very time consuming. So you take the pressure washer, basically steam water heat, 230 degree hot water, give it a good blasting, let that drain out, put your plugs in, put in the degreaser with a couple quarts of hot water, roll it around 15-20 minutes, pull your plugs, again, chase it with the hot water to clean it out, and then the air hose to clean it out. And then the metal prep with no water, put your plugs back in, metal prep, roll around 15-20 minutes. And we weren't worried about coming up the sides, so I just put a little tape and put the screws back in for the fuel sender. And because we don't want any product getting in any thread hole. So you roll it around with the metal prep for 15-20 minutes and pull your plugs, and then again with the hot pressure washer, give it a good blasting or just a good rinse, and then use the air hose and chase it to make sure that it is completely dry, because for the product you want it completely dry and clean. And by the time you got degreasing it and with the metal prep, the inside sheet metal looked like brand new sheet metal. Actually cleaned it enough that a few more holes showed up. But it was muggy enough out that we just couldn't quite get the water out. So I took the Rosebud and started heating the bottom of the tank. Not trying to get it red hot, just hot to the touch. A good cloud of steam starts rolling out of the top of the tank. Take the air hose and, blast through then, and it finished pulling all that water vapor out of the tank. Now the tank's clean and dry. Then we put this in, and this product, there's going to be a lot of sediment, metal flake, like metal dust at the bottom. So I took a couple stir sticks to rub together to bring that back into solution, and then put the lid on and just shook it to death. I mean, you had to shake that thing for all you're worth for several minutes to get it to be a good mix. Put plastic plugs back in your fittings, because you don't want none of this product in your threads. Pour the whole can in, roll it around 15-20 minutes slowly, get a good coating as far up the sides as you think you need, and then just let it sit for a few minutes. Pull the plugs. I let it sit for 10-15 minutes, pulled the plugs, drained the excess out, And then I put the plugs right back in. So any last little bit of excess would kind of make a puddle at the bottom to help add a thicker layer to that bottom. But if all you're doing is just chasing a couple random little pinholes, you might not need to do that. But there was pinholes enough that the product itself was dripping through the tank in several spots. So that's why I put them plugs back in, to try and make a good thick, an 1/8 inch thick layer of that stuff. And it seems to work. It's been hanging here for quite a while. It's a third full of water, been hanging for quite a while and no drip yet. And so that's the best it's done so far. And then when it's cured, it takes 4 days, they say, to cure. And you can see it's a hard product. So when you pull your plastic plugs out, you'll have to take a drill and drill through the product to open your ports back up. And I think all in all, it's a very time-consuming product. I'm looking at the hours I have on this project for the customer, and I'm thinking, oof, that's going to be a very expensive repair for a tank, but it is what it is. It should work. It should actually make that, after looking inside the tank, so the whole inside of the tank now looks like this for the whole bottom and up the sides a little bit. And with any luck, the tank will easily last the next owner. I mean, it's already a 60-year-old tractor. The tank, it should last another 50 years now. But I think the product seems to be okay. It's a very slow cure time, very timely, time-consuming to use product, but the end results, I think, are a very good product. So short and sweet, Shoop Manufacturing also sells a different brand. I think it's almost an identical kit, a different brand. It's the same price. But yeah, if you got an old tank that needs fixing, this is now the second tank we've tried this on, and it seems to have worked pretty good. And so yeah, I thought I'd share it with you guys, and we'll see how it goes. If you use it, let me know how you like it and if it worked for you or not. I have no affiliation with this whatsoever. We got to repair a tank, this is the product we use kind of deal. On that note, I'm going to check it again for leaks and then dump that water out and get him his tractor back.